I got to put a spotlight on one guy, and that would be Brandon Nimmo. Brandon Nimmo has had a really good stretch of baseball here. He hit two grand slams last week. Very impressive feat. Uh, Brandon Nimmo actually tied for first in the major league lead for grand slams. He has three this season. So Brandon Nimmo has been extremely productive, especially lately in this stretch. You want to take a look at Brandon Nimmo's recent productivity here over the last couple of games. Brandon Nimmo here for the month of July, batting 261. He's got two stolen bases and nine RBI to go with three home runs. This guy's been on a tear, very productive overall for the season. Brandon Nimmo hitting 255, 18 homers, and 52 RBIs. And, Brandon Nimmo, the longest tenured Met on this team. Brandon Nimmo, of course, getting the call up in 2016. So he's been amongst the Queen's crew, as we like to call him. He's been around the longest. But again, Nimmo, very productive, very, very productive so far in July. Of course, the Mets have only played 6 games in July, but so far, nonetheless, very productive is Brandon Nimmo. Two grand slams in a week, one against Milwaukee and one against the Yankees. And what can you say? Is output? I hope it could be. I hope Nimmo can sustain it. Of course, he had that game against the Nationals a few months ago where he had 9 RBI in the same game. So Brandon Nimmo, a lot of people don't talk about Nimmo when you talk about this Mets lineup. A lot of people like to mention the Sotos, the Alonsos, the Lindors, but in a lineup where the bottom half just doesn't have it, it's important to have another guy who can get you some RBIs, could get you some hits, could get on base. And Brandon Nimmo, as we know, he's only drawn one walk this month, but he's a guy who has very good plate discipline. So Nimmo doing what he needs to do to help this ball club. I'm very impressed with Brandon Nimmo. Again, it's a rare feat to get two grand slams in a season, let alone in the same week. But Brandon Nimmo, definitely, if I had to give player of the week to somebody last week, it definitely would be Brandon Nimmo. Um, and it's good to see because prior to last season he got that big extension, and it's good to see him finally wake up. Like I said, a lot of people like to say that outside of Alonso, Lindor, and Soto, the offense doesn't hit, and it's good to see Brandon Nimmo finally wake up and start to produce to help these guys out. Mind you, he does have 18 home runs on the season, 52 RBIs. Brandon Nimmo solid defensively. He's just a guy who you would love to keep seeing produce at the plate. So Brandon Nimmo really, really, really been a contributor the last couple of weeks.